Though Softdisk's plan was to have everything ready by June 1990 so that the fledgling Gamer's Edge team could get right to work on making games, it ended up taking the finance, business, and marketing departments much longer than anticipated to get it all in place. By the time John Romero and John Carmack got their 10x10 foot office and the official thumbs up, it was August 1st, and they were left with just 4 weeks to create 2 commercial quality PC games for the Gamer's Edge demo disc. Faced with a seemingly insurmountable task, John Carmack and John Romero did what they did best. They improvised. Both Johns had a back catalog of Apple II games, and both Johns had experience porting games between computer platforms. In hindsight, the solution was perhaps obvious. Each John would port one of their Apple II games to the IBM PC. The first of these games, and the one that I'm going to be talking about today, is John Romero's contribution to the demo disc, a platformer entitled Dangerous Dave. My name is Dave, and this is Ludi Antiqui. The plot of Dangerous Dave varies from platform to platform, but here's the story from the DOS version. Dave has always coveted Clyde Cooper's skateboarding trophies. Hatching a plan to get them for himself, Dave convinces Clyde to put the trophies on the line for what turns out to be a rigged foot race. Angry about the outcome of the race, Clyde takes the trophies and instead of handing them over to Dave, hides them in a deserted pirate's hideout. Now you, playing as Dave, must brave the 10 dangerous levels of the hideout and get your trophies. 10 levels may sound like a recipe for a short, disappointing platformer, but Dangerous Dave more than exceeds expectations. While it starts off fairly easy, the difficulty quickly ramps up so that by even the 4th level, a good command of the controls will be needed to have success. Luckily, those controls are very tight, with no momentum to ruin your stops and jumps, and near instantaneous response to key presses. Each area is distinct and memorable, and new challenges and hazards are regularly introduced. Though Dangerous Dave was inspired by Romero's desire to make a game like Super Mario Bros., he wasn't content to have a hero that just stomps on enemies and squeezes down pipes. No, when Dave touches the hideout's dangerous denizens, he explodes in a deadly cloud of mutually assured destruction. Dave doesn't just jump 15 feet in the air, he climbs trees and collects experimental jetpacks to stay away from the weird weeds, fearsome fire, and wicked water. Dave doesn't need a bizarre psychedelic flower to shoot fireballs. Like any red-blooded American, he knows his way around a firearm. And the abandoned pistols found lying around the pirate's hideout allow for a less suicidal way of eliminating the deadly fauna that guards the Buccaneer booty. One thing Dave did learn from Mario was the benefits of finding creative ways to leave the level boundaries. Doing so in the pirate's hideout will often open a path to a hidden treasure trove, making it easy to rack up points and lives. Though a port, the MS-DOS version of Dangerous Dave is in some ways more of an enhanced remake of the Apple II original. While the majority of the levels are basically identical, some of them expand on ideas found in the original version, and one of them takes things in a completely different direction. It's not surprising that these little touches were added during the porting process, as the Apple II version of Dangerous Dave was originally created just as a vehicle to demonstrate the capabilities of GraBasic, an add-on graphics library that John Romero had created for AppleSoft BASIC that was being serialized in the monthly disc magazine Uptime. In a strange twist of fate, this expanded MS-DOS version of Dangerous Dave was actually ported back to the Apple II by Romero a year after its release, this time taking advantage of the Apple II's 16-color double high-resolution graphics mode. John Romero called it Double Dangerous Dave, but Softdisk decided to make things confusing and published it under the title Dangerous Dave. A few years ago, the DOS version of Dangerous Dave was ported once again by Romero, this time to iOS, adding a fleshed out story, the option to play with brand spanking new graphics, and some great ambient music. This version plays well, provided you're comfortable with touchscreen controls. I am not. Whichever version of Dangerous Dave you decide to play, you're sure to be treated to a great platforming adventure. For a lot of people, particularly those in India and Pakistan, Dave was one of the first games they ever played and was an integral part of their childhood. Luckily, it's easy, and legal, to experience Dangerous Dave for yourself, and I've included links to the various versions in the video description. Thanks for watching this video about Dangerous Dave. We'll be returning to Dave later in the series, but next time, we'll be talking about the other game on the Gamer's Edge demo disc, John Carmack's Catacomb.